they need me is clear now. The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the... Sandman, I can tap dance through the energy blast. Run flat, never pop your orbit. I keep energy and storage. I see spinning the globe, my fingertip itch. If I could pluck the earthquake hit. Look at the wrist, look at your body, I shake it and shift. High speed, need a megaphone to announce me. I move through the pygmies and the top pick, gotta pick fleas. Sit back, better breathe deep. Look around and they looking at me. 10 toes still never defeat. Push button never needed a key. I see they ain't ready for me. Hot boy still 100 degrees. I cross eyes and I dotted the T's. E&D till I leave in peace. The people is giving the damage. The people is giving the
coming to you from Grant Middle School, Marion Harding Football Stadium here for a contest between the Big Walnut Golden Eagles and the Ashland Arrows. The Golden Eagles this year, #1 seed in the Region 72. Semifinal facing the #4 seeded Ashland Arrows. Both quarterbacks will be tested tonight. Both teams want to extend their hopes into the next round, but for one of them, it will end tonight. Stay with us for the pregame show coming up next.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Let's go.
Friday night lights. Get hype. It's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype. Here we go now. Friday night lights. Get hype. It's Friday night. Lights. Get hype. Here we go now.
They been sleeping on me, thinking it's time to wake 'em up. They've been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go hard and put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire up the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em, like the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here, blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know.
Coming to you with the Simonson Construction Services Incorporated pregame show. Of course, I'm joined in the booth, as always, by Micah Flack. Does a great job. How you doing, Micah?
Doing well. We're getting very closer to that regional final game, but it'll be a big match tonight.
And so kind of a weird dynamic here in this game. This is a team, Ashland, that's in the network and pretty familiar to the OH report, but we've actually covered Big Walnut quite a bit as well, so be kind of interesting to see how things go here. Of course, we're going to call it right down the middle, but excited for this one. Let's go ahead and take a look at our team spotlight for the Ashland Arrows in this season. An undefeated season, 12-0 on the year, feeling fantastic. A magical season for them on the year. They're 156 for 261 for a 60% completion. They have 2,500 passing yards and 23 passing touchdowns. And look at this, 33 rushing touchdowns. So effectively scoring the football, 77 tackles for loss, 40 sacks, 17 INTs and 12 forced fumbles. So very active defensively as well.
Very well-rounded. First thing that comes to mind, over 20 passing touchdowns, over 30 rushing touchdowns. This offense knows how to utilize both the pass and running games, and the defense very stout.
So let's take a look at our player spotlight now for the Ashland Arrows, and it's the quarterback who has been absolutely exceptional. I mean, that's the only way to describe it this year. This year he has 2,500 passing yards, 22 rushing touchdowns, and 23 passing touchdowns. Quarterback number 10. First team all OCC and just has had a lights out season.
And he's done exactly what he needs to do behind center. Over 1,000 yards rushing, 2,000 yards passing, 20 touchdowns for each. This guy has been electric, one of the best players in Ohio.
Now let's take a look at our keys to victory for the Ashland Arrows. And so they're going to need quick defensive shifts, especially against this Big Walnut team that can really wear down defenses, stay on the field for a long time and exhaust that defense, and then they want to buy Bernhard time. You look at the offensive line that he has in front of him and just stacked with seniors and juniors, the upperclassmen leadership that they've been able to provide and buying him so much time in order to find his receivers, but also creating opportunities when the play falls apart to create drives drives on his foot as well.
And that's what's been so good. He can roll out of the pocket, go to his left or right, and find the crease to get in. But you want to have that defensive shift. Keep an eye on Nolan Burley, someone to watch out for as the running back for the Big Walnut Eagles. You're going to always keep an eye on him. The defense is going to shift to wherever he is.
So looking at this Ashland Arrows team, we mentioned it a little bit. The offensive line, Joey Eisenhart, Nolan LaRue, Brandon Briggs, Cooper Smith, and Gavin Chambers. Everyone on that line a senior except for the center, Brandon Briggs, who's a junior, so able to hold his own weight there, and the upperclassmanship as well. Looking at this offense, though, you see where they like to turn in terms of offensive receivers. They love to turn to the air. People like Grayson Baith, people like Michael Franz, who have really came up with big plays for them and created opportunities.
And they've done exactly what they need to do. That's the great thing about a veteran offense, Bryce. They know what they need to do. They played with each other for a couple years, and it makes the game easy.
And, of course, taking a look further down the list as well, I mean, guys like Tyler Sauter and Gabe Baith and Killian O'Brien, I mean, combined, these guys, they're rocking about 16 touchdowns for this squad this year. They have produced so much.
And they've done a phenomenal job in those skill positions, just buying time for their quarterback, getting open, and it's caused a lot of mayhem for the defense. You have 4 guys who on any given night can go off.
Defensively, they like to rush 3 as well, but they really like to use those linebackers, guys like Gunnar Lacey, Tyler Sauter, Gavin Hoffman, to really pressure this offense, but with those interceptions as well, they've got very strong defensive back play too.
And they do. And then you look at the defensive line, another guy, Cooper Smith, with over 11 tackles for loss, 5 sacks. So this is a team that just in the first level and second level can really cause the offense of the opposing team to struggle.
Now, let's take a look at the team spotlight for the Big Walnut Golden Eagles. They will take place as the home team tonight, although this is neutral grounds here at Grant Middle School or Marion Harding Football Stadium. Taking a look this season, 120 for 180 completion, 1,611 passing yards, 22 passing touchdowns, but the rush has really been where they've excelled this season. 426 rushes for 2,300 rushing yards and 33 rushing touchdowns. And looking at this offense, you see guys like Nolan Burley, and you can't help but mention him here, 272 carries for 1,615 rushing yards and 20 rushing touchdowns on the year. We're in week 13.
And if you've missed watching the Big Walnut Eagles, maybe you're focusing on Ashland, you look at Nolan Burley's stats and you say, wow. And that's exactly what we say in the booth. A sophomore standing over 6 foot tall. He just barrels down the field, creates the contact, drags the defenders into the end zone a lot of times. And that's why the defense has to be stout for Ashland.
And 11-1 on the year, the only loss suffering to Bishop Watterson, where they were shut out there. Bishop Watterson, always a tough team you got to compete with, unfortunately. But looking recently here, wins against Perry, Logan, and Westland, I mean, combined, they're scoring over 100 points to about 50 opponent points and shutting out Logan 42-0. I mean, just an incredible show they've had.
And they've had some tough games. You look at that Westland game where they were trailing with 3 seconds left, would punch it in the end zone. Then they got a easier opponent, and Logan would handle business there and then take out Perry, who really fought with them a little bit in that second half.
And now we'll take a look at our player spotlight here, and going with the quarterback rivaling what we're looking at for Nathan Bernhard, and it's going to be Eli Stumpf, the sophomore. Went down on injury last game for a couple of drives, but able to come back in. 1,500 passing yards, 18 passing touchdowns, and a 65% completion rate. And, you know, they're not really a team that's going to look downfield for the bombs. I mean, they will when they have to, but really they're a short pass kind of team, and it leads to that high completion rate that you see. It's the yards after catch where they really excel.
And they really use the pass to set up the run. Find those lanes for Nolan Burley. That's how this offense really grinds it out. We saw Jackson Bowers come in at that tight end position, move to quarterback for Eli Stumpf. He threw an absolute laser in the back of the end zone. They have some very deep players at key positions.
And taking a look as well at this offensive lineup in the last few games, they've been really intentional to include guys like Aiden West, and Ben Ronk, Owen Pollock, Jackson Bowers, the receivers, and they've really relied on them to get downfield in those tough situations, third down and some fourth downs as well.
And they've been very key. Another guy, Brody Hatfield, want to see more from him. Over 500 yards receiving coming into this game tonight. Very deep on all ends of the spectrum defensively as well. This team has very good minds in the backfield and at quarterback. Don't turn it over a whole lot either.
Defensively, you see guys like Clint Stover and Eli Helton who have made such a difference in that linebacker box too. Such hard hitters, have created opportunities at turnovers as well, and I mean that's all you can ask for. First team all OCC Ohio Capital Conference for Eli Helton, and you know, they've got to be feeling good. This defense, though, loves to create pressure, and sometimes that defensive line struggles to get home. And you see a team like Ashland who really excels at throwing the ball, but creating opportunities when the play is falling apart. It'll be interesting to see how the dynamic of that offense and that defense match up.
And this will be an interesting test for them. Didn't really struggle against Perry. They gave them a little bit of a fight. They came out of that. They would end up blanking Logan, held them to 0 points. Then they had a tough game against Westland. So this is going to be their first real test since the regular season. The defense knows what it has to do, forced a lot of turnovers against Perry, and they know the Arrows will play tough on offense.
Now let's take a look at the keys to victory for the Big Walnut Golden Eagles. And this season they have been excelling, but looking at some of these points, they have to overcome that offensive line experience and find a way to get home. You see all those seniors and that junior on the line as well. If they're going to be successful, they're going to have to find that game plan of making Bernhard make bad decisions.
And they'll have to force those bad decisions. They know that the offensive line for the Arrows is phenomenal. Can the defensive line get home, create that separation, get around the tackles? That'll be the question.
And of course, don't expect bailouts. Over the last couple of games, they have had situations where, you know, it's been 4th and 4 and the defense jumps offside. This is a really well-disciplined Ashland team. You cannot expect them to bail you out in situations. You have to make the most of every single opportunity.
And that's really what happened against Perry. They were driving down the field, but an interception by Austin Kawasaki really helped them to pull out that win. You can't expect that here tonight.
So only about 10 minutes till game time. We'll take a quick break and bring you the opening kickoff. Stay with us.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Let's go. Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype. it's time to wake 'em up. They've been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant.
on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, but you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can't move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go hard and put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire up the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Got the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. Yeah, the first step is showing up, hear them cheer. Yeah, the first step is showing up, now we're here. We're blowing up, hear them cheer. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. Ruthless, ruthless. Give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless.
Coming back to you from Grant Middle School and Marion Harding Football Stadium, Marion Harding High School, for a contest between the Big Walnut Golden Eagles and the Ashland Arrows. We brought you the Simonson LLC pregame show, and now we are ready for kickoff. Only a few seconds remaining. So looking at both these teams, we obviously see the impact players, guys like Nathan Bernhard and Eli Stumpf and Nolan Burley. Who do you have as a sleeper that you think is really going to have a big impact on tonight's game?
I think it's just the receiving core for Big Walnut. If Ashland can get to them and they just have to throw it out quickly, you don't have a lot of time to hold on to the ball. You just got to throw it out quick and fast. And I think the receivers will need to just be precise on their comeback routes, ins, whatever it may be. And I think that'll be crucial for them. You look at Ashland, I think like you said in the pregame, the offensive line, the unsung heroes, the guys in the trenches. Can you hold off a stout defense and line of Big Walnut?
And so Ashland won the toss. They chose to kick things off. So back to receive for Big Walnut is Nolan Burley and Brody Hatfield. Kicking things away for the Ashland Arrows is Carson O'Brien, the 6'4" junior. He's 50 for 60 on extra points and 6 for 9 on field goals with the longest of 40 yards.
Carson O'Brien to kick it away, and here we go from Marion Harding.
And it is up, and we are underway here. Marion Harding High School. This time Brody Hatfield crosses the 20, sizes up the tackler, and is brought down around the 28-yard line. So that's where we will begin. Very first drive of this ball game here. A regional semifinal game, Division II, Region 7. Fighting for the rights to move on to the regional final and then hopefully the Final Four.
And they'll play, I don't know the second team, but one of them is Massillon Washington up by Canton, who is also playing tonight.
So a little bit of motion in the backfield. They change formations. Got a man behind him and one on his left hip, a wide out to the left, hands it off to Burley. Burley breaks out to the left side. He's got space, picks up the first down and more. Stiff arm gets him about 5 yards more. Nolan Burley already off to a quick start.
And that's what Nolan Burley does, uses his speed. The sophomore goes inside, then cuts it out left, goes all the way to the hashes. Ashland had everyone in the middle, force him outside. A great run by the sophomore.
So already giving the chain gang a workout. They're on the 44-yard line. So lining up in a tight formation, a man in the slot and one wide out. The snap, he has trouble with it. It's on the ground. He rolls out. He doesn't have much room. Finds the receiver in Brody Hatfield, who's able to manage something out of it. Gets 5 yards and more. Finally brought down just a yard short of the first down marker. So what could have been disastrous here on the first drive of the game instead leads to another first down, or just short of one.
And a great job by Eli Stumpf keeping his composure, quickly grabs it off the ground, looks to his left, sees the pass rush coming, throws it to Hatfield, does a little bit of a juke move, and cuts it upfield. A beautiful job by Big Walnut.
Now they make their way back to the line of scrimmage. Sends a man away. The snap. Burley one more time right up the gut, crosses the 40, stays on his feet after the spin, now crosses the 30, wrapping him up and finally brought down at the 26-yard line. So a quick start for the Golden Eagles as they keep it on the ground.
A great job by Nolan Burley. Ashland just not able to wrap him up. Breaks one, then two tackles, and goes for extra yardage.
And a flag is down. Going against Ashland. And they're moving quite a bit. It's a personal foul. So now they're inside the red zone. So a mistake there for the Arrows. They'll look to regroup here on defense and make a stand. They only have one linebacker in the box, relying on those outside linebackers as Stumpf rolls out to pass, looking over the middle, finding Brody Hatfield, I think, and not gonna get enough. That is not Brody Hatfield. That is Aiden West.
And Aiden West with the forward progress, just able to get right to the 1 yard line. A pickup of 12 on the pass.
Already chunking away as they're back to the line of scrimmage. Running up the middle, and he's in for a touchdown. It only took him 2 minutes, but here we are.
Great offensive drive that was just kept alive by a 9-yard pass to Brody Hatfield. They march down the field after a 26-yard rush by the sophomore Nolan Burley, then crashes in for the touchdown.
There is an injured Arrow down on the field right at the goal line and grimacing in a lot of pain. We hope he's okay. Trainers tending to the downed man. Back on his feet. on his own weight. That's exactly what you want to see walking back to the sideline. So applause from both sides as they'll make way for the point after.
And that was Grayson Blau who was down on the field in the end zone.
So as Blau makes it to the sideline, both teams come back out onto the field. And Big Walnut will look to their kicker.
Now having a discussion in the formation. They send it out, and Neff lines up for, well, Hatfield hasn't gone down to spot the kick yet. And they are going to go for the kick. Jake Neff rocking the yellow kicking shoes. And they catch him off sides. So it'll only take him half the distance of the goal, so they'll just try again.
And Neff, what a season he has had as the kicker. He looks to go 54 for 54, Bryce. He's been phenomenal with his boot.
So making the encroachment call official. Hatfield down to spot the snap.
And Jake Neff to get the extra point. And again,
they caught him again. And they do officially call halfway, and they're going to call the kicking team off. They're going to go for two now.
They get half the distance to the goal line. Now the offense jumps up, and they're going to go in and try to score a 2-point conversion.
And excitement from this home crowd. I think that's what they wanted all along, especially after the first offsides penalty. Now they're going to try to make it count here. Ashland, with their back against the wall here on this play, will try to come up with a goal line stand.
And if you're Ashland, just two crucial mistakes. It's an extra point. You know, you want to try to get to the kicker as fast as possible. Just too much
situations here where guys like Gunnar Lacey and Tyler Sauter, both with over 100 tackles, are looking to make a difference. The snap hands it off to Burley. Burley finds space. They rule him short. No good.
And did that ball cross the plane? As we take another look at it, just can't see the pile up.
I think it did.
The forearm looked to have crossed the plane, and so did the ball. If the ball crosses the plane...
One more time, let's take a look. Up there, bangs forward. Yeah, might have been down on the knee. So yeah, the initial contact pushing him back a little bit. The question still remains whether it crossed the goal line, and I don't think that question will be answered here on this broadcast.
And I think it was still a good attempt. You get half the distance to the goal twice. You're right there. Give it to your sophomore running back who has just been phenomenal this season. Give him the opportunity to make the play. And they didn't that time, but still a good call by the Golden Eagles.
I think so. Now, the Ashland Arrows will look to reply. Haven't had a chance at offense yet, but they will look to cook something up on their opening drive and get back, and they'd be in a great position to take the lead with the unconverted point after.
And this is an Ashland offense, Bryce. They can immediately respond. They've done that all season long.
We'll be back to return. And Jake Neff will kick it away for Big Walnut.
And Jake Neff winds up. False charge. As we've seen so many times from these Golden Eagles. And towards the left pylon, it's going to go out of bounds. So illegal procedure will give them a little bit better field position.
Move them up to the 35-yard line. A great place to start for the Arrows. This is a very exciting offense. We talked about it in the pregame. Nathan Bernhard has just been electric behind center. Can do it with his legs and with his arm. If you're Big Walnut, you're going to have to keep a spy on him most of the game. You have to watch out for his legs.
crossing the 2,000 passing yard mark, but also the 1,000 rushing yard mark as well. The heart of this offense, he lines up in a lone backfield. Puts a man in motion, ends up handing it off to him. It's Grayson Baith. Baith has a little bit of space, and it'll be a pickup of 8. So they match the first opening play of each drive. Burley getting 8, and now Baith taking his 8 as well.
A great job by Baith, just running right up the middle. That offensive line creating this space. He's been the lead back with over 400 yards and 200 through the air.
Rushing 3, they spread the defensive line. He's going to take it straight up the middle, gets the first down and about a yard more. So a quick play there. Nathan Bernhard earns him the first down. Their first of the evening.
You can watch these games on Spectrum or on OHSAA.tv.
Now once again in that lone backfield, 5 wide receivers, a lot of options. Another man in motion, they'll let him clear out. Looking to pass in the backfield. They find Gabe Baith, who crosses the 50 and is pushed out of bounds around the 42-yard line. So some healthy offense from the Arrows will keep them on the attack.
And a great job by the receiver of Dakota Crudy, who just got that ability to push his man down, created the gap to get upfield.
So these mid-sized plays, that's exactly what we were talking about in the pregame, of place where the Golden Eagles are potentially susceptible to damage as they love to get pressure. Again, putting Grayson Baith in motion, but getting nowhere. Stuffed, maybe a yard gain. It'll force second down.
That time, a good job by the defensive line to get home early and fast. Be a pickup of maybe just a yard, the first real hindrance to these Arrows on this drive.
Now familiar formation here. They'll look to pass. Looking over the middle, they found a man with space. Tyler Sauter with the completion. That's his 21st catch of the year. And it'll give him the first down.
And a great job on the pickup of 15 yards. Just finds a man right over the middle in that zone defense, steps up in the pocket and throws a bullet right into the chest.
And an interesting contrast between the offenses, where the Golden Eagles, it kind of feels like they're chugging down the field as a freight train. The Arrows here, lightning speed down the field.
Coming in motion from the top to the bottom.
Looking in the backfield one more time. Gabe Baith has room, squaring up the tackler, and brought down at the 20, so they'll be right at the Golden Eagle red zone. Picks up about 6 or 7, I would say.
So it'll be third down, the first task for the Arrows in this game. Be about 4 yards away.
2nd and 4 on the 21-yard line is where they officially spotted. He takes it right up the middle. Linebacker's reading it, but picking up the block, he's stuffed. A pickup of about 1 yard. So able to get something out of that. Good design there, and that's exactly what this offense loves to do. You know, they can pass, and utilizing that strong offensive line to create opportunities for the quarterback, but as well, they can just run it right up the gut.
And that's exactly what they've been able to do so efficiently. It'll be a pickup of 1 on the rush, a massive third down.
Now Grayson in motion, hands it off to Noah, takes it himself, and at the 19-yard line, it's going to force a 4th down. They need to get to, looks to be about the 17-yard line in order to convert it.
And Bernhard, you could see he kind of tripped on the turf just a little bit as he was trying to move forward, stopped his momentum. Big Walnut able to converge very quickly after that. So it's going to be 4th down and 2. And this is a lot of times where they like to go for your in-field goal range, but they want to try to make an exclamation point and get on the board and level with Walnut.
Communicating the play. Home crowd getting loud, and A timeout called. So a second to think things over. Golden Eagles were able to draw a couple of offsides on the PAT. Maybe that's what they were going for there, but it's going to leave the Arrows with 2 timeouts remaining to the Golden Eagles 3. Already this one a little bit of a barn burner, a lot of offensive production as well, and I think both of these defenses are going to have internal conversations amongst themselves about what they're going to do to rally and stop these offenses.
Bend, don't break defense. Give up those field goals. You're fine giving up those big plays, but not the touchdowns. You want to be almost like a boa constrictor. Try to force the life out of the opposing offense, but this has been a very good test. Big Walnut so far in these playoffs hasn't really faced competition to the level of Ashland.
Now this crowd electrified, alone in the backfield, puts Grayson in motion. Leave him on his right hip. 3 wide receivers out to his right. They hand it off to Bates. Bates is, they say, stuffed. And indeed so a turnover on downs gives the ball to the Golden Eagles, and they are electrified.
And he picks up about 1 yard, but they pull him back at his waist, just pushing him, and he's not allowed to pick up any more yards. And a beautiful job by the defense of Big Walnut immediately there.
Now they will take over on the 19-yard line. Three men with hands in the dirt for the Arrows. They hand it off to Burley. Burley jukes back to the left on the misdirection, picks up a few yards, and it's ruled down. Bring up second down.
Great job by Big Walnut. Now they look to try to convert that defensive energy into offensive production, really put themselves up by 2 scores. And it was a good gamble by Ashland going back to that play, just trying to run it up the middle, just nowhere to go.
Now with the man behind him and one on his left hip, we haven't seen this formation too often. They give it to Burley with the extra blocker, and he's hit trying to bust his way outside. He'll be short by just a few yards and bring up third down.
The Arrows doing a very good job. They're all over Burley. Had a couple of huge runs on his first drive, but since then they've really been able to hold him off.
Communicating that play, 4:55 remaining here in the first quarter. Big third down stand. Hatfield out in the left wide receiver spot. 3 linebackers in the box and 2 outside linebackers stacked on the outside. Drops back to a defensive back, and Ben Ronk unable to, or I'm sorry, that one, Owen Pollock unable to come up with it.
And he had Pollock in stride, maybe a little bit behind him. That's a catch you gotta make. Maybe a little bit low at the hips.
So we've seen it several times from them before, where on the first punt of the game, Jake Neff will kind of feel things out in terms of the defense, go with the rugby-style punt, and oftentimes he'll just tuck it right across the line of scrimmage for a first down himself, and this time he will punt it away. And back to punt, crosses and got room. There's no men over there. Finally able to impede him and brought down inside the 50-yard line at the 40, the Golden Eagle 40.
And a great job just getting the return, cutting it out to the right side, saw the open field, gets past the 50 immediately in a good position in Golden Eagle territory.
So now at the 40, they'll have a first down scenario. Great field position for them as they look to strike back. Stopped on the turnover on downs last time, now forcing a 3 and out. Looking to pass after the fake handoff, unable to come up with it off his hands and falling. A tough one there, spotted a little bit low. Intended receiver there, Dakota Crudy, the 5'11 junior. Would have been his 22nd catch of the season.
That was a tough one for Crudy to make, all the way down at his shoelaces. Just tried to get it with his fingertips, goes past him onto the ground.
4:20 to play in the first quarter. The clock stopped on the incomplete pass.
Now ready once again, man in motion. It's Michael Franz this time, looking in the backfield for him. They complete the pass. Franz cuts back outside, brought down around the 35-yard line. And that's Franz's 14th catch of the year. Put him right around 200 receiving yards. And get a look at the plethora of options that these Arrows have in terms of guys they can throw to, and really specializing in finding guys in the backfield.
And that's what they like to do, have these little reel routes, these out routes. The running back will come all the way over from the right side to the left side and keep going.
Snaps over his head, he's having trouble, and he's drilled. Clint Stover pushes him down across the 50-yard line. And so disastrous there for the Arrows. They were able to work it all the way down to the 35, and now on 4th down, it'll be 4th and it looks to be about 17.
And you have to punt here, Bryce. If you would have gotten close to the 4th down, a couple yards out, you're at the 40, maybe you try that gamble again. But this one well over the head, a miscue by the center Briggs and his quarterback. And taking advantage of the Golden Eagles, they were right there.
Dakota Crudy kicks things away with the punt. Brody Hatfield moving away from it, ends up making the grab and steps out of bounds at the 19-yard line, where the Golden Eagles will begin. They were forced out on the 3-and-out last time, but looking to change that result.
It's been a defensive stand so far for the Golden Eagles. The first drive by Ashland was stopped. It was a 4th and 2, and then again there, a miscue. The snap goes high over the head, and that pushes them out of possible field goal or 4th down consideration.
Breaking the action. We're ready to play once again. Stumpf in the gun. West is wide out. Hands it off to Burley. Burley with the tape.
And a great job by Burley getting the block on the edge, cuts it back inside, tries to just jump over the defender, but trips him up as he's in the air.
Michael Franz serving in his capacity as the free safety, the 5'10 senior. That's his 15th tackle of the season. Brings up 2nd down. Stumpf hands it off to Burley one more time, gets the 1st down, and continues to keep that train chugging. Now down to around the 35-yard line.
And it's just continuing, like you said, early on that first drive. Both of these offenses, one is fast as lightning, and the other one is like a herd of bison just moving down the field. And that's what Big Walnut has done so well. They just run the ball very efficiently.
Now with 2 outside linebackers and 2 of them in the box here, 3 men with hands in their dirt. They'll look to the backfield. Hatfield finds a completion in the flat, crossing the 1st down marker in about 4 yards. So the chains continue to move.
Great job just getting it out to Hatfield. Just catching it in the backfield, turning it upfield. Big Walnut being able to throw the ball as well.
Now the messenger making his way into the huddle. Minute 20 remaining. Stay with us through the break as we bring you the 2nd quarter. They get him to jump off sides again.
And the 3rd offside call of the night against the Arrows. That's where they have struggled mightily. Just a couple of those penalties, those all add up.
We talked about it earlier. One of the key points for the Golden Eagles was don't expect bailouts, but that's kind of what we're seeing, just unable to come up with the opportunities. It's 1st and 5 with Burley in the pistol, gets the first down and more. He's hit hard and brought down at the 40, but picking up a few more yards in the process from the forward roll.
Great job by Nolan Burley, just picking up a couple more. Rush of about 8 yards on the play.
That's their 8th first down of the night.
First down and 10.
Subbing out a man here, Cooper Smith,
265-pound
coming on the defensive line, getting a fresh set of legs.
on that offensive line on that play.
Snap, Stumpf hands it off to Burley along the right side, breaking away with space. Now seeing daylight, wrapped up around the shoulder, stays on his feet inside the 10, now inside the 5, and brought down around the 4-yard line. Nolan Burley continuing to keep this train moving.
What a job by Nolan Burley, just continuing to march down the field, just showing that speed, that ability to react, cutting it to the outside, breaks a couple tackles, makes the defenders miss, and gets all the way inside the 5 at the 4. 36-yard rush for Burley.
21 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. They'll be at the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. With a man on his left hip, it's Burley. The snap, he takes it himself, following Burley on the design QB run. There's a flag thrown towards where the blocks were happening. We'll see what ends up happening there.
And it'll be holding against Big Walnut. That's what they'll call. Back him up.
Take another look at that one.
You just see the left guard just pulling his defender by the shoulder pads. You just see the tug of the jersey.
Unfortunate there, but huge break for the Arrows. And this is situations where you need your senior guys like Tyler Sauter, Jaden Goings to really step up and lead this defense out of this tough situation. And even though they are on the 14-yard line, you saw that they were able to stop them even on the half, maybe the quarter-yard line. So an opportunity here, if they were able to come up with the stop, would be a huge motivator for them. Now blowing up the play in the backfield for the sack. Eli Stumpf going down, and this visitor crowd is excited.
And what a job, not fooled at all on the fake to the running back. Stumpf was holding on to it, trying to roll to his right, nowhere to go to end the first quarter.
That does end the first quarter. Stay with us for second quarter action coming up next.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up.
Back here in the second quarter now, where Big Walnut will take over on a 2nd and long situation, 2nd and goal, but a long way to go as they're right around the 20-yard line.
Second down and goal from the 20.
Now looking for time. They find a man over the middle, and Burley with space, crossing the 10. It'll bring up 3rd down, but a lot more manageable situation as they're going to be ruled down around the 10 or 11.
And a good job by Stumpf just seeing his running back slip out for the screen, gets a couple blocks, cuts it back inside, and it'll be a much easier 3rd down.
So if they are going to decide to go for it in 4-down territory here, likely just looking to get half, at least 5 yards, get them close and give them a little bit of discretion as well. They can turn to the pass or the run. Man on his left hip. Stumpf will look to pass, outside linebacker, shakes the tackler, cutting back inside, just able to stay on his feet, running towards the goal line, cutting back in and hit at the 1, finally brought down. So getting more than 5, they're at the 1, it'll be 4th down, we'll see what they do.
And a great job by Stumpf evading the pressure, finally able to just get upfield, pump fake, and it'll be about 2 yards short.
And so Jake Neff initially running onto the field, but they decide they want to pull him back. They're on the 2-yard line. They're going to go for it.
That's a good play by Big Walnut. You're only 2 yards away. If you would have been a couple more, even 4 or 5 yards, would have been a risky billing.
Out of the I formation here, got a blocker to follow. Stumpf under center, stacking the line for the Arrows, and into the end zone, stays on his feet. Another touchdown for the Golden Eagles, taking a 12-0 lead over the Ashland Arrows.
And what a payoff, a gamble that worked well for Big Walnut. They make it happen. We'll see if they line up for 2 to try to get back up to 14.
I think they are. Stumpf staying on the field. I don't see Neff anywhere, so they are going to go for it here. They're able to draw him off several times earlier on. We'll see if that's the game plan once again. They got 20 on the play clock, so a little bit of time to play with.
Steps up under center. Got Abrahams and Burley behind him.
Play clock at 10.
Takes the snap.
Handoff, now rolling out. He's got room, trying to find the edge, and walks into the end zone. It's good for 2 points.
Great job, just rolls out to his left, sees the open space. No one would be able to get to him. And that's an easy trot into the end zone for 2 points.
Only tackler there potentially would have been Tyler Holt, the outside linebacker, but being impeded there on a block. Honest effort there. So lining up for the kickoff, this is going to be a big situation here for the Ashland Arrows. You're down 2 scores, and you've had some successful offensive drives already, but you've got to come up with one here. 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. They want to feel like going into halftime, they at least have something, and this could potentially even be a 2-score scenario if they're able to swing it.
And they've struggled since that first series where they got pickups of 13 and 15 yards on the pass. Since then, they've rushed it a couple times just to combine 2 yards. They passed it all for under 10 yards. So this Big Walnut defense has adjusted very quickly so far, Bryce.
And false charge. We're getting ready to kick it underway once again. Back to return is Tyler Sauter and Killian O'Brien. This one goes to Sauter. Sauter, sensing danger, tries to back up, but there's no room, and a flag is also thrown near the tackle. Take a look.
The Arrows are going to start well behind the 20.
They'll be maybe a block in the back. They're pointing at Ashland, so we'll go against them. Just having a chat. And it will be holding on the receiving team, so that will put them well behind the 20-yard line. It's going to be a tough start to their drive.
See if we got that here.
The Arrows up even farther. They will start this drive inside their own 10-yard line.
Didn't really see that one, but that is A-okay. They're going to start first and goal. They're on their own 5-yard line. 10:02 remaining here in the second quarter. Out of the gun in a lone backfield one more time. We've seen him motion people several times, not this time though. Looking on the slant and a quick completion. Able to come up with that one there. The receiver, Dakota Crudy, come up with a pair of catches so far tonight.
Good job just hitting him on the slant. Catches it in stride, just tucks it for a good pickup.
Now back to the line quickly, 5 wide receivers. Looks to pass over the middle one more time and a good block. Tyler Sauter has room towards the sideline, pushed out. It'll be a first down and a lot more.
Great job by Sauters, bounces it out to the left side, gets a crucial block by his fellow receiver to cut it upfield.
Close one there is looked to be along the side, but really close to a block in the back. All the same, it's a first down.
First and 10. Bernhard takes the snap.
Looking to the left this time.
Now he rolls out, gets the pass.
Passing, finding a receiver, and it's completed right down the first down marker. Killian O'Brien, the 6-foot sophomore, make it 30 catches for him this year, has been one of the favorite receivers of Bernhard so far this year.
And they'll say he just gets to the line to gain, so a pickup of 10 yards on the dot. He kind of bobbled with it when he first caught it, reels it back in, just falls to the ground.
It's a great effort there. O'Brien second only to Baith in catches so far, Gabe Baith. Now Grayson Baith in motion. The play action looks towards the sideline, and it's a deep ball over his head. Dakota Crudy, the intended receiver. And just a clean defense there. See if we are able to get a shot of that one.
And was looking for that home run ball. Had the step on the cornerback just a little bit too far out in front.
Yeah, really great point there. Actually burnt the cornerback. I thought that one was a little bit closer than it was, and really he just broke away from him. Brings up second down. After taking the shot, they'll look to pass one more time over the middle and hit as he caught it. Sauter again. Sauter using his 6-foot frame to hold on to that one.
And a great job, pickup of 10. And Bryce, they've really abandoned this run game, and it's worked out for them. The last 4 pickups of 9, 12, 10, and 10 all through the air.
Turning to the quick pass specifically, you know, we talked about it, whether or not this defensive line was going to be able to get home against such a talented offensive line in Ashland, but it really has been the quick pass opening things up and not allowing them to get home because the pass comes out too early. They put a man in motion. Gabe Baith, the receiver. Baith cutting back inside, hit, only gets about a yard. Whole host of guys in there tackling. Another look there on our BKD Legal LLC instant replay.
And a good job by Big Walnut starting to get them to just not pick up those massive gains on those short receptions. And it feels like this has been a lot of plays, and it has been. Still looking to get to that 50-yard line.
Second and 8. Looking to pass again, a little bit more time over the middle, cuts back inside, and the man guarding him ran right by him. It's a huge pickup for the Ashland Arrows, and this crowd electrified. That is exactly what they needed if they wanted to get back into this one. 7:23 and ticking remaining here in the second quarter, and a healthy sign of offense as they're on the 20-yard line.
Showing that life, a 31-yard pass. Just able to get it above the defender's head, makes the catch, just skirts to the left a little bit, pick up a couple more yards.
Now putting Grayson in motion, they'll fake the handoff. Having trouble, not much room for him, ends up just throwing it out of bounds. It'll force second down. Smart decision there, as it might have been tempting to try to look for a receiver, but instead just sends it out of bounds and gives his team another shot.
A great job by Bernhard, showing that experience behind center. Didn't see anyone. The rush was coming, just decided to throw it out of bounds.
And almost certainly a false start there, and it is, so that'll back him up. And they confirm the call.
Will be 5 yards now, and that's just really hindered the Arrows. They've had a couple false starts, but it feels like they've gotten in really good scenarios. They got a false start inside Big Walnut territory. They were able to overcome it, but that's when the fourth down happened. They weren't able to pick it up. Now it'll be second down and 15.
Their 6th penalty so far in the half. Granted, 2 of them only cost him 2 yards. He rolls out to his left, finding a man short along the right sideline, and thrown to the ground. That one could have been close to a face mask. We'll take another look here. And hands around the head when he made the tackle.
I thought maybe even horse collar, but it was not, they'll say. It might have even grabbed him by the helmet.
Austin Kawasaki making the crucial stop there. 3rd and 4. They'll have to get to the 9-yard line to convert it. They're on the 13, looking to pass. Sensing trouble, he rolls out to his right and hit in the air, lands on his shoulder right around the 8-yard line, so it will give him the first down.
Great job on the quarterback run. Gets out to the right. And just gets that first down marker. Gives them another set of downs.
8 first downs now for the Arrows. The offense really bouncing back after a slow start and challenging this Big Walnut defense. And with so many guys playing both sides of the ball, this does translate from one side to the other. Now taking it himself and hit hard, pummeled and brought down around the 4-yard line. Eli Helton, the star inside linebacker, only a junior, will be returning next year, and can only imagine the impact he's going to have.
Big Walnut going to lose a lot as a very veteran team, but the offense will bring back a lot as well. The defense will have to be replenished.
Lone backfield again, looks to pass to his left, going to roll out, sensing he has room, hit hard around the line of scrimmage, and I think he's going to be brought down for a sack.
Was just trying to find anyone, tried to roll out to the left. Big Walnut was right there. It'll be 3rd and goal.
What's amazing about that there is he was double teamed. He shed both blocks in order to get to the quarterback.
It'll be a loss of 2 on the rush, just trying to find anything.
Now a 3rd down situation here. Looking to convert. 6 to go. Towards the right side. And into the corner, but not able to come up with it. It's incomplete. There are a couple of receivers in the area, but ended up going with the short one. If you look here, if we're able to see it, the back receiver was completely by himself.
And he was, so they went to that front pylon just over his head a little bit. It was going to be a tough grab, but Big Walnut there to make sure that does not happen. So you're 6 yards away. This is a very tough situation. You either want to go for it or not. 4.5 minutes to go, could possibly get a stop, and they're going to call a timeout to really think things over.
And indeed they will.
And this is tough. If you're Ashland, Big Walnut has played a sound defense, except for really on this drive where they've given up a lot of big yards through the air, but they've really held their ground in the red zone. This is tough to see. They were really close to get a first down and try to get a touchdown on their first drive. Now you're 6 yards away, much farther than on the 4th and 2. And you really think you just got to take the points.
I think so. You get the ball back at half, so that plays in your favor. And, you know, with how this offense operates for the Golden Eagles, you're going to imagine that they're going to try to hold it for the very last possession all the way down and try to score with a few seconds left if they're able to get that far. And it would really be up to this defense to come up with the stop if they're not able to convert here, if they want another shot at the ball. Now on 4th down, both teams back to the line of scrimmage. And they're leaving the offense on the field. They are going to go for it. 6 yards to go. 4th and 7. And what do they say? Both sides pointing to each other. And they call a false start.
On the offense, that backs them up 5 yards, 4th and 11. Your job just continues to get tougher and tougher. That's already 2 false starts that backed them up. They recovered from one of them.
Wrong replay there, sorry about that. Now they're going to bring on the kicking unit, so trying to get on the board for the very first time tonight. It's going to be Carson O'Brien lining up for a 28-yard field goal, roughly. The snap, it's up, and splits the uprights. So this one getting a little more interesting now as Ashland is on the board for the very first time tonight. Stay with us for the remaining minutes of the second quarter.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You been
Bryce Cutter, Micah Flack with the OH Report here at Grant Middle School Marion Harding Football Stadium, where the Big Walnut Golden Eagles have taken an early lead in the second quarter, 4:15 remaining. And it's 14-3. Now O'Brien just kicked the PAT, will kick things off for the Arrows. This one bounces, finally fielded around the 10 by Nolan Burley. Nolan Burley thrown out of bounds around the 30, so gives them some good yardage there to start things off.
And the defense has been phenomenal. Bend, don't break. I talked about that earlier. That's what you have to do, and that's what Big Walnut has done. They gave up some massive gains through the air against Ashland, but they've really just held them in the red zone, forced them to kick 3. They were going to go for it on 4th and 6, but a false start backed them up 5. 4th down and 11 at the 11. Now, if you're Big Walnut, you want to try to hold on to this as much as possible, go down and score.
On their own 33-yard line, they'll put Burley in motion, just keeping it himself. Stumpf getting near the 40-yard line. Healthy gain, gets him about 4 yards short of the first down marker and brings up second down.
And they have those options where either a QB keeper or you hand it off. Seen a lot of those. It'll be 2nd and 7. You just look at the difference, Bryce, on the chart. The amount of rushing yards compared to passing yards for Ashland and Big Walnut. Very different.
Two very distinct styles of playing football, and you know, we talk about it in games previous. Who's gonna play whose game, right? Is Big Walnut gonna play Ashland's game or vice versa? And really determining that early. So far, it's been Ashland playing Big Walnut's game with just, you know, the slow pace of everything. But able to get 3 yards or 3 points on the board. Not exactly what they wanted, but the offense is alive again. And going into halftime, if this really is going to be the last possession of the game, it feels a lot better than being shut out.
And that's massive. If you can hold Big Walnut on this drive. Looks like calling for a substitution, so they will do that. But if you can hold Big Walnut here, try to get the ball back, go down and score, and then come out of halftime with the opportunity to only be down by 4, that would be crucial for Ashland.
3rd and 3, they got to get to the 43. The hard count almost gets him. Stumpf seeing space now over the middle, moving away, makes a Derek Jeter throw and finds a man. This time, it's Owen Pollock, the tight end. That's his 22nd catch of the year.
Great job just finding him over the middle. No one there. Gets to the opposite 46 from the 40. Pick up a 14 yards.
11 first downs for the Golden Eagles so far, but Ashland able to come away with 8 so far, so able to get back into this one. Play clock inside of 20 seconds, 2:20 remaining on the game clock. Empty backfield. Burley in motion. They hand it off to him. With room. Hit at the first down marker and falls forward for about 3 more yards, so another first down as we're getting ready to cross the 2-minute mark.
And Burley just going through the tackles, just makes a man miss, stays on his feet for an extra couple yards.
Now Stumpf receiving the play.
The change up, if you will. Few well-timed passes to try to keep the defense off
This
balance.
linebacker core will look to respond and slow this team down. A stop would give them a little bit of time to work with. They send Burley away. He fakes the throw out to the flat, tries to take it himself, and there's just nowhere to go.
Might even be a loss of 1. Just tried to fake it like he was throwing it to the left. That'll be a timeout on the field as Big Walnut will look to think things over with a minute 23.
So minute 23 remaining here in the second quarter. Big Walnut leading 14-3. We'll take a quick break and join you on the other end.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change, yeah, it's time to break the chains.
Back here in the second quarter, a time crunch situation here for the Golden Eagles, and he's drilled in the backfield. Count him, another sack. Able to get home there with enthusiasm.
Just looking to roll out to his left is Stumpf, nowhere to go. A beautiful stop, wearing the number 24.
It's Gunnar Lacey, the junior. That's his 10th sack of the year.
And Lacey, what a job. So it's a long third down with 50 seconds left. It's a little bit surprised that Ashland hasn't taken a timeout.
So just want to get some yardage here so they can get the field goal back, I would imagine. They'll look to pass, pressure all the way there. Hatfield brings it to around the 39-yard line. It brings up 4th down, or the 36-yard line, sorry. So it'd be about a 51-yard field goal roughly. We're inside of 20 seconds there. No timeout has been called yet.
A little bit surprising as well, no timeout. I thought Ashland would maybe call a timeout after the 3rd down and then on 4th.
And they finally take one. Ashland calls it, and I think that's their last. The scoreboard, I don't think, is updated correctly.
If they can return a punt here, just get it back. Only 9 seconds left on the clock, not gonna have a lot of time.
It will get the ball back, so they feel good about that as long as they can keep points off the board. But big decision here. Spotted at the 36. Now they'll make their way back to all right, 9 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. It's 4th and 14 on their opponent 36, lining up in a punt formation, but Nolan Burley is in the punter spot. A high punt and a bounce comes back towards the Golden Eagles. They'll down it right around the 12-yard line. And that actually ends the second quarter here. So going into halftime, Big Walnut leading this one 14-3 over the Ashland Arrows. Ashland Arrows gonna look to respond with the ball first after the half. Stay with us.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Let's go. Friday night lights. Get hype. It's Friday night. Friday night lights.
Traveling to the stars with our favorite dancing, the Swedes. Watchers will bring us on board their rocket ship of a routine as the band plays Nicki Minaj's hit from 2012, Starships. Tonight's Journey to the Stars, senior mellophone player Samantha Plank leads our all-star band as we perform Coldplay's hit from 2014, Sky Full of Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ashland High School Marching Band and Sweeney's Dance Team. The Ashland High School Marching Band is under the direction of Marty Crawl, with Assistant Director Cameron Dietrich and Dr. introduce the voice of the Ashland Arrow Marching Band.
Simonson Construction Services Incorporated halftime show here at Marion Harding High School. And a competitive contest here. Big Walnut leading the way 14-3. Ashland able to get back on the board late in the second quarter, and that does make a big difference. I would feel like going into it, you never want to feel, or you never feel great going into the locker room shut out, but able to mess up that clean sheet there.
And they were able to get that field goal. They really struggled a little bit in the red zone and really inside that 30-yard line. They had a 4th and 2 on their first drive that would end up being cut short. They would fail to convert. And then the penalties on their last drive before the field goal. They thought about going for it 4th and 6 at the 6-yard line. They got backed up. It was 4th and 11. Decided to just kick it, get the points. They realized they have the football coming out of half, and they really are going to have to try to figure out a way to stop this Big Walnut rushing attack.
Now let's take a look at our halftime stats on the Simonson Construction Services Incorporated halftime show. Big Walnut leading the way in first downs 12-8, rushing yards 134 for the Golden Eagles, 20 for the Ashland Arrows, 62 passing yards for Big Walnut, 123 for Ashland. Total yards 196 for the Birds, 143 for the Arrows, 7 penalties for Ashland for a total of 32 yards, 1 turnover, and for the Big Walnut Golden Eagles, 2 penalties for a total of 20 yards, a couple of holding penalties for them. And exactly like you were saying, it's the penalties that was making the difference there.
And it really was. And now it's a tale of 2 different teams. One team over 100 yards passing coming out of the break, one over 100 rushing yards. And that's going to be the question for both teams. How do they stop the opposing team's rushing or passing attack?
So we're going to take a quick break as we wrap up the Simonson Construction Services Incorporated halftime show. Stay with us for the post-game show and the conclusion of this game. We'll also be naming our MVP. Stay with us.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Let's go. Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype, here we go now. Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype, here we go now.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, but you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go.
Bryce Cutter, Micah Flack with the OH Report here, joining you for second half action at Marion Harding High School. Marion Harding Football Stadium, neutral ground for both teams as the Ashland Arrows and the Big Walnut Golden Eagles are going to battle here. Big Walnut Golden Eagles leading this one 14-3 over the Arrows, but after 20 minutes of time, we'll see how the game plan changes things.
And a little bit of a score update on the other side of the bracket. The winner of this game will play the winner of either Taze Valley or Massillon Washington. Well, currently Washington has a 42-7 lead at halftime, so they look destined to face whoever the winner of this game is in the regional final.
They got to feel good about that one.
42-7, running clock coming out of half. I don't think you can get much better than that.
And now just lets this one go out. Thought about letting it go out of bounds, but just able to sneak in.
This will be a crucial drive for the Arrows coming out of half. They really stalled on their final possession before the break, just could not do much. Finally were able to get a field goal. Now they want to try to get within 4, get this touchdown, create that momentum against the Golden Eagles.
Now relaying on the play. Alone in the backfield once again with 5 wide receivers. They spread the defensive line, looks to pass right off the bat, finds a receiver, and he's got a lot of space to work with there, picks up about 10 extra yards. Killian O'Brien, the receiver there. O'Brien with 31, but 31 catches. We'll see. I don't see a flag on the field.
Just blowing the whistle dead, and a great pickup on the play.
All right, so after a pause in the action, now Coach Krager is getting an explanation about what just happened from the Whitecap.
There'll be a pickup of 17 yards regardless.
Big Walnut fans yelling Kawasaki. The public address announcer here has not pronounced it Kawasaki yet, so they're trying to help the brother out.
Now alone in the backfield one more time. Quick pass, finding O'Brien, who bobbles it a little bit, gets about 5 yards and runs out of bounds, so a healthy chunk play there.
And this is where Ashland's going to maybe throw out the run game, only after 20 yards rushing into that first half. Maybe just throw that out. The passing game, very effective, especially towards the end of the first half. We'll see if they continue to just do that, and it looks like they will. Empty backfield.
Now the linebackers spread out. One of them picking up a receiver, looks towards the sideline. And it was O'Brien with Hatfield covering him and not able to make the grab. Maybe a little bit of a bump there as he went to the ground, but no flag called. Taking another look at this one, and of course that's just football contact there.
And just a little bit far out in front, had the left hand on it, just tried to extend it out and make the play, unable to do so.
So 3rd and 6, they're on the 41-yard line. Have to get to the 47 in order to convert the snap. A little bit more time taken, hit as he throws. Man in his face and makes an unbelievable grab. That's Tyler Sauter, and Tyler Sauter scoots into the end zone. So it takes him one drive to get back on the board. This game gets even more interesting as they have scored twice consecutively.
59 yards, able to just make the reception with the defender in his face, then was immediately able to cut to his left, force the defenders to turn their hips, but by then he was long gone. A beautiful throw.
What an incredible catch there. Zero space to work with, and yet he found a way as the point after is good. This is a 4-point ball game. Stay with us.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up.
And so the plot thickens here at Marion Harding Football Stadium as the Ashland Arrows are within striking distance. Just 4 points separate them from the Golden Eagles. The Golden Eagles, it was all them in the first half, but it only took them 27 seconds for the Arrows to bounce back, and exactly their brand of football. Quick to the line of scrimmage, forcing defensive mistakes, but also forcing the defense to make tough decisions in there. They made a great one.
And a great job by Ashland. Just abandoned the run game, 3 consecutive passes. The third one worked out.
Now this one up. Hatfield fields it right around the sideline, but they say he steps out of bounds, likely. Oh, it's out of bounds. And so his toe's likely on the line. I think that's what it was.
And that's a smart play, high IQ. If you step your foot out of bounds when you catch it, it will be a flag thrown and an illegal procedure, so that would actually move them up the field. I don't know if that was intentional, but if that's the case, what a job by the return man.
And away fans of the Ashland Arrows not happy with this one, but I mean, that one clear.
Well, that's the rule. That's how it goes. If you have the foot out of bounds, it's just a high IQ play. I remember a couple of years ago, I think it was Seattle, Tyler Lockett did the same thing. He kind of extended his upper body in bounds,
yeah.
And his feet were out of bounds.
So while I really question whether or not that was intentional, all the same, it is the illegal procedure, and they'll start
they're
on the 35.
playing chess, not checkers out here.
Yeah. So first down on their own 35. Take Burley behind him in the pistols, hands it off to him, looking for space, hit at the line of scrimmage. They try to rip the ball from him, unable to do so, only picks up about 3 or 4 yards, but brings up second down and medium. Burley, always such a great ball carrier, only 2 fumbles on his 300 carries this year.
And Burley just holds on to the ball very firmly. This is a team that hasn't thrown a lot of interceptions as well, only 8 as a team. There'll be a 3-yard rush for Burley. This is where the Arrows will have to find ways to collapse on the defensive line, not give any opportunities for Burley.
They'll look to pass again. Brody Hatfield takes a step back and makes the grab, brought down at about the 48-yard line or so. They have to, or the 42-yard line. They'll have to get to about the 45.
Just a couple yards short, just trying to cut back inside. Had someone there. Just made him chase him back. It'll be a pickup of 5, so 3rd down and short. Be interested to see if they ran it here. If it was 4th and 1, would they go for it in their own territory?
Now cornerback staying back over on Aiden West. Set and the snap. Burley looking for room outside, right at the first down marker. I think they're going to give it to him.
And forward progress, they have him right at the line to gain. And it looks like they will give it to him. They do.
And so just able to keep the chains moving.
And a pickup of 2 on the dot.
10:04 to play in the third quarter. The clock stopped as they move the chains. They'll start next.
So now on the 45-yard line, just able to get where they needed to be.
In the shotgun.
Now with a couple men in the backfield. Hands it off to Burley. Burley gets 4 yards.
Gotta give a lot of credit down there.
And a great job by Nolan Burley. Immediately met at the line. Just dragged a couple, pushed his body forward for those extra yards.
Also give a shout out there to Gavin Hoffman, the outside linebacker, doing a good job of just keeping Burley contained, holding onto the foot and bringing him to the ground, limiting to the 3 yards that he got.
The Arrows came out, scored a touchdown in 27 seconds. Golden Eagles.
So now getting ready to cross the 9-minute mark. 2 wide receivers. The snap, looks to pass, and not able to stick it in the ground there. Aiden West, the intended receiver, but getting the foot stuck in the turf.
And there was some contact on the near side. Like you said, just kind of got it stuck a little bit and unable to keep his feet upright.
No contact from Josh Ngani, the cornerback, but definitely the presence felt there from the receiver. Wideouts check the spot. Stumpf's alone in the backfield. It's 3rd and 7 on the 48-yard line. Need to get to the 45 of the Arrows. Has pressure now brought down at the line of scrimmage, if not a half-yard short. So it'll force 4th down and about 7.
And a great job by the defense just coming up, forcing him to go inside. If that linebacker doesn't come all the way up, possibility he could get to the outside. They'll say he gets to the original line of scrimmage, but they'll have to punt it away.
Tyler Sodders will be back to return the punt. Had a massive touchdown grab earlier in this game to give the Arrows their first touchdown of the game after scoring a field goal late in the second quarter. This one will bounce inside at the 20, so coffins it around the 18-yard line, and that's where the Arrows will begin their drive.
And the Arrows, a great defensive stand, really held Nolan Burley. They were able to eventually pick up 1 first down, but were held in check other than that.
So certainly playing their brand of football in that first drive and getting the Golden Eagles out of their element as they force the punt. We've seen them force situations where they've burned as much as 10 minutes off the clock right out of the gate in the third quarter, but not this time. Scoring with 11:33 remaining. The Arrows will now take over with 8:12 remaining here in the third quarter. Linebackers pushing up, giving it to Grayson Baith. Baith picks up a few yards and finally going back to the run. That's the first time we've seen that in a while.
And we haven't seen it very often. They don't really run it a whole lot. Had 20 yards in the first half, like we mentioned, a pickup of 3 that time. But they abandoned it for the pass, and it worked wonders in that first drive.
Killian O'Brien smacked at the 25-yard line. At the 25, sorry, so he'll be short by about 3 yards as they force 3rd down. Substitutions coming onto the field.
So it'll be a pickup about 5.
So an injury as man makes his way. It's Joey Eisenhart on his own 2 feet, but stumbles over to his sideline and keels over on the sideline as he's being tended to by the trainer. Now they'll take over once again. Nathan Bernhard on 3rd down, 3rd and 2.
Just resetting the play and game clock. Now it's saying that it can roll.
7:15 remaining, 3rd and 2. Looking over the middle, hit hard. Judas Stewart trying to knock this one out, but they will get the first down all the same.
What a job. The corner comes right up, just trying to time it to come up and force it out. What a great job to just keep the hands on it to get the first down.
Dakota Crudy coming up with another catch, been turned to several times so far tonight.
The Arrows trail by 4. They scored on their first possession of the second half.
Puts a man in motion out of a lone backfield. Looking again in the backfield, following a couple of blockers, but not much room to operate as he's hit in the backfield for a loss of a couple.
Just nowhere to go, just trying to do these quick routes, just get those yardage. Force Big Walnut to go from one end of the field to the other, but plenty of Golden Eagles in the vicinity.
So he ends up losing a couple. It's 2nd and 12. So on the 2nd and long scenario, they're on their own 33. About ready to hit the halfway mark in the 3rd quarter. The snap. 5 men rushing, now taking it out as he finds a gap, crossing the 40-yard line, finally hit at the 45. I think they're going to give him the first down.
And they will, pointing to them to move. He'll get exactly 12 yards on the run. A beautiful rushing play.
Just exceptional offense from the Arrows as they really asked some important questions of this defense about what they are and what they want to do.
And the Arrows marching down the field slowly but surely against this Big Walnut defense.
This time a little bit slower to the line of scrimmage. Inside of 10 on the play clock. We hit 5 just now. Looking to pass. Short pass inside on the screen. Again, O'Brien. Tackled just short, about 2 yards short of that first down marker. And, you know, kind of that life that Maslin Perry had gotten in the last game where Big Walnut was struggling to stop these screen and medium-sized passes. Now they're getting the life in a closer game, but a little bit earlier on as well, where Perry found that late in the 4th quarter. They're now getting that groove here in the 3rd quarter. So this could be a completely different ball game from what we as a crew saw last week.
And Big Walnut has played in those tough positions before. You immediately think of Westland, where they had to come back and win. They had the 4-point advantage, but it's been a tough one.
Looking to air it out down the sideline. And unable to make the grab there. Intended receiver was the senior Michael Franz. Franz used in a couple of different capacities, has 7 rushing touchdowns, but also 2 receiving touchdowns, so they will utilize him in the wideout when necessary, but also moving him across center. They are happy to hand him off the ball as well. 3rd down and 3. They're on the 48-yard line inside of Golden Eagle territory.
And this is a 4-down territory, I would expect, regardless of even being at the 50.
And they caught a man off. Well, it'll be a false start, yeah.
And another false start, Bryce, just continuing to get backed up. They might be not as big yardage-wise, but that 5 yards.
All the way on the left end there. You'll see it. Oh,
the left tackle.
Linebacker forcing the movement and finally got him. So now a little bit more difficult. A 3rd and 8, arguably 3rd and long. But they'll look to get it again. They've came up with several healthy grabs, and when they've aired it out, have found success with Sauter. Again, they're looking over the middle and not able to make the grab there, as Jake Neff, the strong safety kicker and punter extraordinaire, falls on top of that one. It forces 4th and 8.
And they're lucky it was a low pass that Neff really couldn't get his hands underneath. So it will force the punt. It would have been very interesting if it was 4th and short, 4th and 3. Would they have gone for it? But we'll never know after a 5-yard penalty backed them up.
And it's commendable, too, for Bernhard. I mean, we've seen maybe an overthrow or two, but that's the first, genuinely bad ball we've seen from him tonight. He's been playing exceptionally well as Hatfield fair catches it right around the 14. A little late on the whistle as he was anticipating getting hit.
So that punt ended up being pretty good. Very high and 34 yards. Rudy was driven back on the reception. He didn't catch it flat-footed.
This is where Big Walnut, what can they do after their first drive really stalled out after one first down? The Arrows had that 59-yard touchdown in their first series, but since then, both of these teams have been in a defensive battle.
They're so used to having their way on offense, especially right out of the gate, as we've seen several times before with huge runs, both out of the opening kickoff, but also out of halftime. Has to be frustrating that they weren't able to just do what they wanted here in the third. On their own 13, they end up handing it off to Burley. Burley spins around and evades a couple of tackles before he's finally brought down around the 22-yard line. He'll pick up about 4.
And Burley, when can he get it going? You're just waiting for that big run from him. We see this all the time where he can just break away, find that little gap, just trying to wear out this Arrows defense.
Defense on the last few drives, although the Golden Eagles have had a couple of good plays. Overall, they've done a good job of keeping a lid on this offense. Now lining up with Burley, they'll put Hatfield in motion. The snap, they hand it off to Hatfield. He's following Burley, cutting back inside, crossing the 30, gets the first down and more. So the explosiveness that you're used to of this offense now coming through. Whole host of tacklers there on the for the Arrows as they made the read, but the blocking game making the difference.
Great job, Burley getting it to the outside, breaks away, good 14-yard rush. Just steps out of bounds, stop the clock. Another fresh set of downs.
Out of the I formation, Stumpf under center, following Peyton Abrams, and nowhere to go. He stays on his feet though, bounces back outside, crosses the 50, staying back and stays in bounds, cutting back towards the middle, trying to find room, finds a blocker in the way of Aiden West. He's looking towards the pylon. It's a foot race into it, and he found the end zone for a touchdown, Nolan Burley. An absolutely exceptional run from Nolan Burley. He hits us with his signature touchdown celebration, turn around and hand the ball to the official.
69-yard touchdown rush. They thought they had him. He was rushing forward, just gets away. Then cuts to the left, jukes to the right side, gets a beautiful block from his teammate. And Nolan Burley, a beautiful run.
Through pure will and determination, he kept that run alive. There were 3 or 4 times throughout that run that I thought it was sure to be over.
And it just takes one of those by Burley to just get them over the hump.
Lining up for the PAT. Play clock at 1. Snap is through and it's up. So Big Walnut leading this one 21-10 over the Ashland Arrows. We'll see if the Arrows are able to bounce back with that offense we've seen in the last few drives.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up.
Bryce Cutter, Micah Flack with the OH report. Big Walnut taking a 2-score lead, now leading 21-10 over the Ashland Arrows. The Arrows, with a couple of guys back to receive, will look to respond and make this a 1-score game once again. They were feeling good with the exception of that play, able to put a lid on the offense at least a little bit, but the will and determination of Nolan Burley made that possible. But those short, quick passes, they have been very effective for the Arrows. We've seen in the last couple of drives, they were able to score a huge touchdown, airing it out to Tyler Saunders. Saunders this time crossing the 15. Off of the kick return, now across the 20, stays on his feet, and fantastic field position now as Saunders works him all the way to the 34-yard line. Saunders a little bit slow to get up, but he is back to that huddle.
It's going to be an interesting drive for them. Can they immediately respond after the 69-yard touchdown run by Nolan Burley? They had a 59-yard pass to Sauter, who got in the end zone. The Arrows, a very good passing team, but it will be holding on to the offense, so that big play negated.
Heartbreaker there, as where they were on the 34, now they're going to have to start on the 10-yard line. That is a much different scenario as an offense, where you were feeling good. Now you kind of feel like you're on your heels. Five wide receivers once again alone in the backfield. Looks to the left to pass, finds Saunders. Saunders tries to shake a tackler, but no room to go. He's brought down at the 6-yard line, and it's a loss of 4.
What a job by the defense. Just sniffs out the receiver screen. The defensive lineman gets off the edge and able to get the tackle. So it'll be 2nd down and 13 after a loss of 3.
2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter and ticking.
Nathan Bernhard, you've seen him throw the ball deep several times tonight, once for a nice connection. Bernhard.
Now the field general back to his offense. Bernhardt puts a man in motion. Grayson Bates just clears out, looks to the left side for a receiver, looking over the right-hand side, and off the head of the receiver there, Brody Hatfield coming up with the stop. The intended receiver was Crudy.
And Brody Hatfield just was right in front, no contact. And Bernhard unable to put it in position.
How many 50-50 balls have been thrown? It's been really incredible how the cornerbacks have really kept it clean on those throws.
Done a great job tonight as Bernhard has really aired it out. He's done that all season, had that 59-yard touchdown pass early in the third.
He'll look to replicate it here on 3rd down and 13, looking over the middle and moving away from his body. He throws it into the ground. There was an intended receiver in the area, but it brings up 4th down, and it looks like the punting unit is making their way onto the field. We've crossed the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. Big Walnut starting to feel better about this one, but the Arrows looking to keep their season and their hopes alive. 12-0 on the year. Being in losing territory is something they're not necessarily familiar with, and they'll try to make that right here.
And this is where becoming a one-dimensional offense hurts you. When you abandon one of either the run or the pass, the defense knows what's going to happen on every play, and they've taken a lot more deep shots. They haven't gone for those intermediate passes, and because of that, the defense of Big Walnut just knows where to go, what they need to do. And Ashland, I'm very interested to see if they'll try to establish the run again. That's going to be crucial in this game.
An absolute rocket of a punt, and well hit too, as it was a perfect spiral. Ends up going over the head of Hatfield by about 15 yards. They end up downing it around the 34, it looks like, which is where they'll begin on 1st and 10. Now Stumpf with a couple of friends in the backfield. Linebackers close to each other there as they look to fill up the holes. continuing to run forward. A flag thrown towards that tackle pile. It'll be a pickup of 5 or 6 if it stands.
And it will not stand. A face mask called.
Oh, a face mask goes against Ashland on that one.
So that will move them up a free 15 yards.
11 penalties for the Arrows so far tonight. 2 for the Golden Eagles.
And Ashland just continues to look stout. Not Ashland, Big Walnut, I should say. Ashland had looked very stout. Now they're starting to falter a little bit.
So first down on the opponent 47, hands it off to Burley. Burley with a full head of steam rolls across the 40-yard line. He's just a few yards short of the first down marker.
And we continue to give you updates on the Washington-Teays Valley game. Washington up 48-14 in the fourth quarter.
A flag thrown.
And they'll call an illegal formation against the Golden Eagles of Big Walnut. So that will back them up.
Oh, and very clear face mask as well, too. Hands in the face of Burley. Much easier to spot with replay, but all the same, they'll start on their own 49 now, crossing that 50-yard marker. They'll need a yard to get across. It's 1st and 15. A minute remaining here in the third quarter. The snap. Burley again with room, and a man just jumps on top of him, desperately trying to wrestle him to the ground.
Now get back to the original line of scrimmage, a pickup of about 5 yards, but this is what Big Walnut wants to do. Waste some time off the clock. Be methodical. We've talked about that in their previous matchups. Be methodical down the field. That's what they're looking to do.
Now with 15 on the game clock, the next play will likely be the last of the quarter. Stay with us through that for the fourth quarter action. Burley again with room through the middle, and he's going to score one more time before the third quarter ends. Nolan Burley with another touchdown. Well, unbelievable, but expected from Nolan Burley.
And expected indeed, and once he got past that first level, there's no one there in the second level, no one there in the third level. They committed to the run. He gets through that green grass all the way to the end zone, a 46-yard touchdown run.
So as they place the PAT, we'll take a quick second to thank our sponsors. I want to thank Mobus Store by Dearman, moving and storage, fast, cost-effective portable storage because your stuff has a story. Simonson Construction Services Incorporated, from concept to completion, we can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. The Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation, Man Therapy. So life hasn't been all sandalwood and sunshine lately. Visit mantherapy.org today and get your free head inspection to see if it's time for a checkup from the neck up. Men are better men when they're happy. BKD Legal LLC. Attorney Brian Duncan is dedicated to providing you assistance in language that you can understand. Call 740-965-1348. That's 740-965-1348 to schedule a free consultation. Buckeye Horizon, tonight's broadcast presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local trained comfort specialist, and Knox Community Hospital, in the community for the community. So converting the PAT there, go into a kickoff. It'll only be for about 10 seconds that will stay with you, and then we'll jump into the commercial for the break in between the third and fourth.
What a job Big Walnut has done. 69-yard rush, a 46-yard rush. They've really taken command of this game going in the fourth quarter. They'll be up by 18 unless a quick strike. And some penalties being assessed. So they're going to kick it off
on the opponent 45.
From Big Walnut's 40 to the Arrows 45. Left may kick this one out of the stadium.
I mean, you're up by a few scores. You're all the way back there. Maybe consider taking a surprise onside kick. Could be a thought here.
Live coverage at 7 p.m. Several other games available through SpectrumNews1.com and OHSAA.tv. State championship.
And the false charge. They work out the jitters.
Your home for high school sports. Neff to kick it away.
And this one goes right through the uprights. So a 55-yard field goal if it was a field goal, but it was a kickoff. Of course, off the tee as well, so you got to factor in the snap. But what an incredible showing there, as he had space there. A few more yards, he could have made it.
And Jake Neff doing great things as a kicker and as a safety. 10 seconds left. We'll see what Ashland decides to do, trailing by 18.
Even offensively, we'll see him get worked into some of the wide receiver looks as well.
That's essentially all you're taking away from them is the chance to return the kickoff.
Next kick tries out of the end zone for a touchdown. Ashland will take over at the 20-yard line.
All right, so 1st and 10 here, taking it right up the middle himself is Bernhard, and Bernhard is pushed back by the pile and finally blown dead at the line of scrimmage. May have lost one there.
And he just immediately drove into a nest of Golden Eagles, nowhere he was going to be able to go. He'll get pickup of 3, they say.
So that brings an end to the 3rd quarter. Stay with us for 4th quarter action as Big Walnut leads this one 28-10 at Marion Harding Football Stadium.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Back here for 4th quarter action with the OH report. Bryce Coder and Micah Flack joining you on the call. 2nd and 7 situation on their own 23-yard line, alone in the backfield one more time. That's the only look they've ran so far tonight. Has room, looking towards the left-hand side, cutting back in, and able to knock it out just in the nick of time. Fantastic ball from Bernhard. Intended receiver there, Dakota Crudy, not able to hold on through the contact. Brody Hatfield yet again being called on defense for the exceptional coverage.
And what a job, just able to knock it out of bounds. So now it's a 3rd down and long.
3rd and 7 on their own 23-yard line. Both teams with still 3 timeouts left. An 18-point lead for the Golden Eagles means that the Arrows are going to have to move quick if they want to get back into this one, but they still have hope. Looking to pass, looks towards the right side, pump fake, staying on his feet after the contact, now looking for a receiver. He's got a wide open receiver, he's across the 50, cuts back inside on the juke, and finally thrown to the ground by Judah Stewart. And so able to salvage a play and create something great out of it. Gabe Bates, his favorite receiver, gets his 56th catch of the season.
What a job. It'll be a 36-yard gain on the pass.
What a ball that was. 12th first down for the Arrows. Look to pass one more time, sensing pressure. Finding a receiver, this time Saunders. Saunders crosses the first down marker, and with speed he crosses the 25 and is brought down around the 22-yard line.
Great job cutting it to the hash marks, pumps the brakes, cuts to his left, able to find the great reception and receiving yards.
So this is exactly what you want if you're the Arrows, right? You're able to come up with quick offense and chunk away at it 14, 15 yards at a time. First and 10. On the opponent 22, threatening to cross into the Golden Eagle red zone. He'll look to pass one more time, and just guarding him there on the spy, he finds a receiver as Kruder comes away with it. Brody Hatfield trying to rip it away from him and come up with the interception, but Kruder doing a good job of coming up with the vice grip.
And Ashland not down yet. Another pickup, a great one of 12 yards. And they have done a great job throwing the ball in this fourth quarter to start this drive. And this is a drive they need a touchdown, Bryce. Got to get back in this.
Looks to the air one more time and not able to find the receiver. It was Grayson Baith, the intended receiver, but not coming off the edge just yet. We'll take another look at it here. Bouncing off the cornerback and just not ready for that throw. Inside of 15 seconds now on the play clock. Defensive line spreads, and there's pressure to him. He's drilled as he throws, and it's broken up over the middle, not able to come up with the grab, and he is very disappointed at that one. Jake Neff there just blocking up the center.
And Neff was looking for the interception, tried to go up and high point the ball, unable to do so. What a job by the defense. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
So 3rd and 10, a big situation here. If they want to get back into this one, they have to score here. Of course, they'll have more opportunities if they are able to force maybe a 3-and-out or a punt situation. He'll look to pass one more time over the middle, finds a receiver, Grayson Baith, absolutely drilled at the 5-yard line. So pick up 5, and it'll be 4th and goal with about 5 to go.
So they're going to be short. They're going to go for it. You almost feel like you have to go for it here.
Yeah, you're running out of chances. Definitely understood here. Home crowd on their feet, away crowd on their feet, as well as both sides are looking to bring the electricity and come through for their squads. Both teams making a long drive here tonight, inside of 15 on the play clock. 5 wide receivers in a lone backfield looking towards the sideline, and it's in the dirt. It's a turnover on downs. So incomplete there, and several guys in the area, but this ball just underthrown.
And just looking for the comeback route. Just overthrew him and underthrown, was diving to his left. Thought he would maybe break a little bit sooner, a little bit of miscommunication. And now that's a rough scene for Ashland. You felt like they had to get a touchdown right there. The defense, though, looking to maybe hold you. Just got to really focus on that run game. You know Nolan Burley is going to get most of these handoffs now.
Really utilizing on those experienced guys in your front 7 as well. Gunnar Lacey, Tyler Sauter, Jaden Goings, Tyler Hope, Gavin Hoffman have really got to step up here and come up with big stops. And Nolan Burley already coming up with a big gain. Picks up the 1st down and more as he crosses his own 20.
And a great job by Burley, a pickup of 12 yards already to start the drive. And this is where they're going to be methodical. Take your time. You don't need to get down the field very quickly. You're up by 18 points. If you're Big Walnut here, you're going to run the ball as many times as possible.
It's 1st and 10, getting another one. That's 18 on the game for them. But Ashland battling back 14. not able to come up with the score on that drive. Instead, a turnover on downs, their second of the game. Defensive line sliding one man in that box, pushing the back of the blocker, trying to find a few extra yards out of that one. He will get a couple extra yards, but not much at all.
Squeezing off the opportunities in those gaps. Number 78, Cooper Smith. One of the big hog mollies down there doing the work. Smith, 5'11", 215 pounds. He's a senior.
So Messenger back to the huddle, and here we go with milking the clock. They've got 20 on the play clock. They're going to be able to get it under 8 minutes remaining here.
Force a turnover. Make the clock stop. Stumpf in the shotgun. Takes the snap.
Now following the blocker of Abrams, stumbles and tries to stay on his feet, but unable to do so. Picks up about 6 or so in the process, getting close to the first down marker. It brings up 3rd down and short.
So it'll be 3rd down and short, under 8 minutes to go in this final quarter. So it'll be 3rd and 1, they say, pickup of 7 yards.
Landon Briggs, 5'10", 165-pound cornerback. He's been working on the backfield all night long. He's done a really good job.
So now play clock at 10 as they slow things down and park the bus out of the pistol. Run heavy, no, out of the I formation here. Once again, following the fullback of Abrams. Abrams hits the blocker, hits the tackler at the same time as he hits Burley. So Burley's brought down on the tackle, picks up a pretty big gain there and a 1st down.
A great job just continuing to pick up more and more on the rush. Has done a great job. So the winner of this game, we can confirm, will play Washington they will play Washington as they defeat Tays Valley 48-14.
So meeting another Massillon team, and got to feel good after their victory over Perry last time. But a whole different team with this Washington squad. I mean, notoriously tough to play against.
In Division II, we were talking about a little bit off air, just very stacked. Bishop Watterson, also a Division II team.
Burley, they're going to hit him with a hold. That one was pretty clear here. Back him up 10 yards.
Really pretty clean game. Not a lot of penalties either way. There's been a few.
We just
A few 15-yard varieties that have been really hurtful to the Arrows.
be on number 75 of the offense. That will back them up. Be 1st and 20. It's the Golden Eagles. Moves them all the way back.
14 penalties in the game so far tonight. Majority of them going against the Arrows. It's only the 3rd for Big Walnut so far tonight. Now again under center, just trying to keep things tight. Looks like Abrams giving it to the fullback this time. Just get back to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't look like he'll get much more.
Not able to do a whole lot, just getting back to the line of scrimmage. And a gain of 1 on the play, and it will be a timeout.
Ashland called that one, correct? So Ashland calls the timeout. We'll have 2 remaining, a little bit early here with 5:51 remaining, but they want to get the ball back as quickly as possible, try and force a 4th down situation.
And that's huge for them, just trying to force that 4th down opportunity. And going back to it, you look at Division II football, Bryce, just has been crazy. All the great teams. We've seen some big teams lose. Walnut Ridge, who thought maybe they would be in this semifinal game, they ended up losing in the 1st or 2nd round. Washington Massillon, they've really kept it alive, and so has Big Walnut. You look at Ashland as well, another top seed. And Bishop Watterson, a team that Golden Eagles could face depending on what happens a week from now.
That is a wagon of a team. They faced in week 1, suffered a 30-point loss, not able to get a single score on the board. That was week 1, though. Can be a totally different football team. Burley trying to find some space, gets his head down and hit right around the 41, 42-yard line. We'll see if they give it to him. And they do not. He'll be short just about a yard or so, about a half yard. And brings up 3rd down.
This will be a pickup of 8 yards. Still needs 11 after the holding call.
Oh, that's the original line of scrimmage. So a lot more room than anticipated here. 3rd and 11, 3rd and long on their own 36-yard line. But out of the pistol, he'll hand it off to Burley. Burley is crossing the 1st down marker, trying to stay on his feet, but wrapping him up and bringing him down there, just able. There's a downed man on the field. The tackler there was Jaden Goings, a 6'2 senior who was just able to keep points off the board. There's someone down in a lot of pain here.
And a great pickup, just dragging defenders with him for a massive rush.
Joey Eisenhart initially showing a lot of pain, able to get back to his feet before the trainers even get there, and that's what you like to see after the injury. There's under 5 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. They're on 42-yard line of the Arrows, and I mean that they're doing exactly what they do almost every single game when they get the lead. They park the bus and they do it so well. They get the yardage almost essentially when they need it. Sometimes it seems like they're waiting until 3rd down to pick up these big chunks of yards just so they can keep the clock moving.
And that was tough, especially if you're Ashland. It was 3rd and 11. You had them pinned in their own territory. You want to try to get them to 4th down where you force the punt and have an opportunity to respond quickly. Unable to do so.
Out of the timeout. There's a little hesitation. I think they're waiting for the play clock to go down. They are indeed. It's down to 10 now, so they're going to get in their formation. Stumpf takes the snap.
Handing it off, this time to Bunting. Tiquan Bunting getting a snap now, and we've seen them work him into this formation several times. Bunting, the 5'10 junior with over 30 rushes on the year, and just power coming through that line.
And he picks up 9 yards on the rush. A great job just bringing this clock within 4 minutes.
The play, I should say, as does Carter Dancer, coming in a little bit late for joining the party. He comes live to the right side of the formation. Bunting remains.
So now from the looks of things, just one wide receiver wide out. Different guy there. Bunting again. Crosses the 30-yard line, picks up about 5 yards in the process as that brings up 3rd down. Oh, a 1st down.
You know, he was just a yard away from the 1st down. So he gets from the 34 to the 30, a pickup of 4 yards. And this Big Walnut team just being methodical. There's no reason to pass the ball here, Bryce. No reason to do anything more than you have to. Don't put yourselves in harm's way. Control the ball, play clean football. Don't give up a fumble.
Stumpf back to the huddle. Field general commanding his squad, but this one probably an easy one there. They'll put Bunting in the running back position. They hand it off to the halfback following Abrams, and pickup of a good chunk of yards there, about 3. 2nd down, and after this play, we'll be under 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Golden Eagles smelling blood.
And just picking up those yardage, 3-4 yards, putting themselves in a good spot. Just gonna let the play clock run all the way down. I think that's the right decision. No need to rush.
While so much is still up in the air with 2 minutes remaining here in this game, The writing is indeed on the wall for the Golden Eagles. We also want to acknowledge all the hard work that the Ashland Arrows as a team have put in together. You know, all of the two-a-days, summer practices, you know, that's really commendable. And the teamwork that you've put in, I hope that these memories are something that are good that you take away from this experience. Timeout called by Ashland. This crowd excited. 1:59 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Be sure to stay with us for the MVP interview and the post-game show coming up after the game.
And this is crucial here. You get a first down on this drive. There's only one timeout left, and you can pretty much run out the clock.
Definitely so. Not a whole lot for the Arrows to work with. With two wings on them, they'll stop play.
The Arrows have one more timeout. I thought they'd taken 3, but I am willing to confess that I could be wrong.
The handoff to Bunting. Bunting with a big pickup, but they throw a flag towards the line of scrimmage. I think this one might be coming back.
And I think you're right. It's going to be holding against Big Walnut.
So call confirmed.
So now that's going to be crucial here. You're going to back them up a lot more yards. Expect them maybe just to run it here. And we'll see if Ashland, after this third down, will they use their final timeout.
Ashland stands really clearing out here as fans begin making the trek. So third down and 14, 1:53 remaining. The snap. Bunting once again up the middle, and not enough to get the first down, but will put them well within field goal range for Neff. And Stumpf signaling for the kick.
We'll see what they decide to do. Interesting to, maybe you do go for it. I mean, if you go for it here, you pick it up, the game's over. You're going to just wind out the clock. And you get 10 yards. It's one of those things where just kind of want to see what you want to do here. You can wind this all the way out. That's what they're going to do. They're going to wind this out, take a timeout.
And so 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. I think they're going to give them a second back. We're going to take a quick break, and again, stay with us for the conclusion of this game, as well as the MVP and post-game show.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up.
So only a minute remaining here in the fourth quarter, and just looking to close things out. The Big Walnut Golden Eagles call a timeout as they milk the clock near the first down marker. We'll see if they give it to him.
They will not. They'll say it looks like they're pointing for Ashland. He's just short. Gonna be maybe half a yard at most, but it'll be a pickup of 4.
So team swapping out defense for offense. 59 seconds remaining here. Ashland still has one timeout remaining.
We'll see what they decide to do here. The pass has been working very much so in favor of Big Walnut on the defensive side, just to really hold them off.
So it's going to be Big Walnut and Ashland, Washington, this time for the regional championship.
So we'll see where neutral ground is. We were talking about it earlier. Probably going to end up in the Mansfield area, you would think. Just, I mean, splitting 71 between them. Looking over the middle, they find Saunders. Saunders wrestled down around the 46-yard line, so commendable to them, still trying to fight for as much as they can. And for the Arrows, they will end the year 12-1. Big Walnut moving on 12-1 as well into the next round of the regional finals against Massillon, Washington. That will be next week at this time. So back to the line of scrimmage. Clock ticking, we're under 45 seconds remaining. Dropping back to pass. Rolling, trying to find a receiver, and they just throw it out of bounds. Brings up second down. This crowd, Big Walnut crowd, excited, smelling a regional finals appearance. Such a young team as well, such high hopes for the future. Handing things off to Grayson Baith. Baith able to pick up the first down, about a couple yards more. We're inside of 30 seconds. Clock starting when they get back to the line of scrimmage, and they do start it here.
We'll see if this is the final play or if they'll hold it out.
One more time out of the lone backfield. The snap, handing it off to Baith. Grayson Baith brought down at around the 39, the 41.5-yard line, and this game is going to come to an end. Big Walnut, the victors here, 28-10 over the Ashland Arrows. Stay with us for the MVP and post-game show interview coming up next.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Let's go. Friday night lights. Get hype. It's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype.
it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go hard and put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire up the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Got the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. it's time to wake him up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake him up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up.
Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation and Therapy MVP player of the game. It's early, 322 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. Moving on to week 14, a regional final. How does it feel?
It feels great. It feels great. It does.
So, I mean, we've seen several runs from you this season, including a 59-yard rush that seemed like it was going to peter out. Where do you find the will and determination to keep these plays alive and come up with huge grabs?
I mean, I do it for my brothers. We want to leave a legacy out, so we just keep grinding.
So, going to be facing Massillon, Washington. What's the mentality going into that game? You know it's going to be a tough one. How are you feeling?
Same mentality as all the other games. We're just going to get in there, grind.
Speaking of that mentality and that mindset, Ashland 12-0 on the season. Undefeated teams, they have a certain swagger, right? What's the kind of the mindset going into that one against a tough Ashland team?
Yeah, it was tough, but we're just going to stay true to our game and do what we do.
All right, congratulations to our Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation Man Therapy MVP player of the game, Nolan Burley. Go celebrate.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake him up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake him up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go harder, put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire up the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Like the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go.
Simonson Construction Services Incorporated post-game show. Big Walnut picking up the victory here, 28-10 over Ashland, and it was competitive for the first half, pretty close game, but busted wide open there in the fourth quarter.
It really did. Nolan Burley over 300 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, really helped to seal it in that fourth quarter, and Ashland just could not convert on fourth downs. That's the major storyline. They got really close in the red zone, but just unable to come up with much.
Now let's take a look at our post-game stats here, brought to you by Simonson Construction Services Incorporated. For Ashland, 15 first downs, 56 rushing yards, 311 passing yards for a total of 367, 11 penalties for 66 penalty yards, 2 turnovers, and for the Golden Eagles, 21 first downs, 370 rushing yards, 67 passing yards, 437 total yards, 2 penalties, 20 penalty yards, and no turnovers on the game. So they've got to be feeling good going into week 14.
And it's going to be a tough one. They had a tough matchup against Ashland. They know what to expect from Massillon, Washington, who they will play after a 48-14 victory over Taze Valley for the regional championship next week. It's going to be a tough one. Be interested to see where that neutral site will be.
So as we wrap things up here, I'd like to thank sponsors one last time. I'd like to thank MOBA Store by Dearman Moving and Storage, fast, cost-effective portable storage because your stuff has a story. Simonson Construction Services Incorporated, from concept to completion. We can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. The Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation, Man Therapy, so life hasn't been all sandalwood and sunshine lately. Visit mantherapy.org today and get your free head inspection to see if it's time for a checkup. From the neck up, men are better men when they're happy. BKD Legal LLC. Attorney Brian Duncan is dedicated to providing you assistance in language that you can understand. Call 740-965-1348. That's 740-965-1348 to schedule a free consultation. Buckeye Horizon. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Buckeye Horizon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your local trained comfort specialist, and Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community. Wrapping things up, I'm your director and play-by-play commentator for the evening, Bryce Coder, joined in the booth by Micah Flack, and on camera joining us tonight, Shane Young, doing a fantastic job for us there. Thank you at home. Take care of yourselves, but please take care of each other. Have a great night.